All right, let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is grab our elk roast. We're gonna grab our 3 or 4 or 5 garlic cloves. I get a little bit extra garlic because I really like it. Shake it up, it makes it a lot easier to get that skin off. We're just gonna do a rough cut so we release all of those yummy flavors, and we are just gonna give it a quick toss into the crock pot. Next, I'm gonna grab 3 serrano peppers. If you don't like them spicy, then don't worry about the serranos. Toss those on in, along with some beef broth, and then we're gonna grab our elk roast. Now, I have about a 1 pound elk roast here. It's easy enough to make about a dozen peppers and to have a little bit left over for lunch tomorrow. So this rub that I'm using is a seasoning that we make ourselves. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it also has a little bit of green chili powder in it, making it even more New Mexican. Just kind of rub it in there. You want to kind of get it in all of the cracks. And then when it's good and coated, you're just going to toss that into the crock pot. Now, I don't like to leave any extras, so I'm going to put lots on, throw it in the crock pot, add all the extra seasoning, even wipe the board off because it's that good. And of course, we're going to toss in some green chili because it's New Mexico Twinkies, so why not add green chili? I'm going to give my hands a quick wash, and then when I come back, I'm just going to set this crock pot on high, and I'm going to let it go for about 8 hours. I know that's kind of a long time, and most people don't do their roast for that long, but I really want this just falling apart at my knife, so I like to do it about 8. I think this one was actually about 9 hours that it was in there. Throughout the day, I'm going to check it a few times. As you can see here, it's not quite ready to just crumble. It's getting soft, but it's not just crumbling under my spoon. So I'm going to throw the lid back on. I'm going to leave it on high for a few more hours until it is ready to go. Now this time you can see when I check it, it's gonna just fall apart under that spoon. That's what I want in my good elk roast. So I'm just gonna pop the lid back on while I get all my ingredients together. So to start making my Twinkies, I'm just gonna start with the jalapenos. It's always the hardest one. Wear gloves if you want. What I'm gonna do is make a quick V right down the top of this and a little cut across the top. I'm going to use my knife to kind of reach in and pare out all of the innards, try and get out as much as possible. But at the end, we're going to give them a rinse, and all of the extra seeds and stuff are going to come right out, so it'll be nice and easy. Now, you do want to try and leave the lid on. What that will do is hold all of the cheese and the yummy goodness that's on the inside. It's going to hold that all into the pepper so it doesn't just ooze out all over the place. So try and leave those lids on if you can. All right, we got our jalapenos done. We gave them a quick rinse and got all of the seeds out. Now we're gonna grab our roast out of the crock pot. Now, as you can see, as I start to shred this, it's just going to come apart with my fork. Just no effort at all. It just kind of shreds out there, nice and easy. I am gonna work this down so that the pieces are as small as possible. You don't want a huge piece or else it's gonna take up a lot of space in your jalapeno, so it's not going to leave room for all of the cheese and the goodness to kind of melt in there, or it's going to spew out the top. And then as you can see here, I'm just gonna break down those bigger chunks that are in there. And then I'm gonna just kind of scoop it all together, grab my knife, and I'm just gonna run a knife through and kind of break down some of the bigger chunks. With this roast, I had some nice long, like 3 or 4 inch pieces, and I just kind of wanna break those down so they fit better into the jalapeno. The rest of this, because I'm only going to use about half of it for the recipe, so the rest of it I'm going to toss in the fridge, and I'm going to make some burritos tomorrow with the rest of it and do some shredded elk burritos for lunch. So I'm going to grab those V's that we cut out of the jalapenos and toss that into the mix because why not? So chop them up nice and finely so if somebody gets a big bite of jalapeno, it doesn't burn their mouth, and toss them on into your bowl. All right, so next we're just gonna grab some Gouda cheese and shred it up. I looked for some pre-shredded cheese and just couldn't find it, so I'm gonna shred it on my own and just shred it right into the bowl. All right, so we got our shredded cheese in there. Next, I'm gonna grab a 16-ounce block of cream cheese, and I'm just gonna kind of tear it up in there so it mixes in a little bit better. Rinse the hands. And next I'm gonna throw in green chili, because of course we need more green chili. And then about half of the seasoning that I have left. And then I'm gonna add in my roast. About half of the roast that I cooked, I'm gonna save the rest for lunch tomorrow. Now this is, as you can see, it's kind of cold and it's not mixing together very well. So I zapped it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, I think about a minute, minute and a half. And now you can see the cheese is melted and it's really just melding together very well. Those flavors are really coming together. I'm gonna add a little bit more of my roast, and that way I have plenty in each bite. And a little green chili escaped, so I'm gonna toss that back in and mix it all together. All right, so this is looking pretty darn good. At least I think it's looking pretty darn good. Now, at this point, if you don't wanna go ahead and stuff your peppers, if you wanna just set everything aside, go ahead and put it in a container and pop it in the fridge. You can pull it back out, warm up your mixture a little bit, and then start stuffing your jalapenos. It's easy to do. That way, if you want it for a Thanksgiving appetizer, you'll have it ready to go without all of the prep work day up, because we all know there's plenty to cook on Thanksgiving. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm gonna stretch the bacon out. I wanna make it long enough that it's gonna fit all the way around the jalapenos. Now I'm using a thick cut bacon, so there's plenty of room to stretch it out. I mean, you can see when I set it back down here, how long it is compared to the rest of the bacon. I'm gonna pick up my popper and just stuff as much of that mixture into the middle as I can possibly get. I'm gonna just ooze it down into the corner, all the way up to the lid. And remember, we left that lid on there so it would hold all of the mixture in and it doesn't just come out the top. So I cut a few of the lids off. I just stuck them back on using toothpicks and hold them together. So with this one, I'm just gonna wrap it with my bacon that I stretched out. I'm gonna start at the top and just work my way down. I'm gonna do my best to not overlap the bacon. That way it cooks all the way through and there's no raw spots that are hiding underneath. All right, last one is going on the sheet. And I'm gonna take the rest of that seasoning. Remember, I set some of it aside, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it over the top. That way each one gets an extra pop with that seasoning just kind of coating in with the bacon. It's just so amazing. I'm gonna put these in the oven. The first time around, I'm gonna put them in at 400 degrees, about 30 minutes, but you wanna check, and if your bacon isn't all the way cooked, you can let it go a little bit longer. So pop these out of the oven. You can see the bacon's starting to cook good. The cheese is starting to melt, and I'm just gonna brush these with barbecue sauce. So any kind of barbecue sauce that you want or that you have in your fridge, but it kind of gives it that caramelized texture to the top of it, and I just think it kind of caps it off. All right, spread that barbecue sauce all the way around, getting it down on the sides. And then you're gonna pop it back in the oven, still at 400 degrees for 5 more minutes, just enough to let them caramelize. Now look how good they look as they come out. I'm just gonna toss them onto a plate, take out any of the toothpicks that I'd put in to hold the tops on. Now the cheese and everything's just holding the tops on, so you don't have to worry about it. Move that little guy around because, I don't know, just seemed like the right thing to do. And there you go. This is my version of the New Mexico Elk Twinkies with an elk roast. So thank you all very much and happy holidays.